Hey everybody, Tony here again with nothing but car reviews, and today we're taking a look at a new 2022 Chevrolet Tahoe LT, and this one's going to come with four-wheel drive, so let's get right into it. So to start out with, this exterior color is going to be something called evergreen gray metallic, and it's something I haven't actually seen in person before. Very, very interesting. And on top of that, for the interior, we have a Gideon with very dark atmosphere leather interior. And the powertrain of this Tahoe is going to consist of a 5.3 liter naturally aspirated V8, mated with a 10-speed automatic transmission. So there's that back end there. We do have LED tail lights. I'm just gonna pop the trunk here. And this particular Tahoe does have something called the luxury package. So you get a lot of features, but one of those is actually gonna be this power folding third row, and you can fold that up and down, and then you're also going to get second row buckets with a power release function there, but that one's going to be an upgraded option on this one. But we also have a three-prong, I think a 120 volt household plug-in in the back, so the kids can plug in their laptops or whatever on a long road trip. As we come around to the left side, it's going to be our fuel filler there. And then this one actually comes with 20-inch aluminum wheels. Let's get a close-up of those. And I actually like the look of those. They look pretty sharp. And then we get passive keyless entry on all four doors. And as we come around to the front, I really see the green in the dark, but I see the gray with the light. And that's just a really, I don't know how I feel about that color. But we get LED daytime running lights along with LED headlamps. And then we have our front parking sensors there, you can see, and I'm just gonna pop the hood. Let's take a look at this 5.3 liter. So a pretty covered engine bay there. And I just love how easy it is to open and shut that hood. You don't have to slam it, and it's not super loud. But next we're gonna go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So sitting here in the driver's seat, I do have the option for the $1,500 panoramic sunroof, but still have a bit of headroom there, and I'm 6'3", so very comfortable seating position here. Everything feels nice. The seat, the leather definitely helps. But I'm going to go to the door panel to start out with. We do have our power door lock controls, and as part of that luxury package, we do get memory seat functionality right here. We have power windows, power mirrors, and then we can actually power fold the mirrors. And then we have blind spot monitors in those mirrors as well. And then we also have a Bose sound system. And then plenty of storage. Have a little pocket here, a little change pouch there, and then another pocket and a cup holder there. But on the left side of the steering wheel, we have our electronic parking brake, which we press down to engage and then hit the brake and press it down to disengage. We have our lane departure system we can toggle here, parking sensors, auto stop. We can turn on that 360 camera on the screen, which I'll show you later. And then down here we have our four-wheel drive controls, and then we can toggle our drive modes between tow haul, off-road, sport, and then normal, and then our headlamp controls here. But let's go ahead and take a look at this new digital gauge cluster here. So I really like the picture of that, and of course you can change the view and everything. But we have our cruise controls on the left side of the steering wheel. We have our gap adjust there, and then with the luxury package we get that heated steering wheel. And then we have our voice recognition controls, Bluetooth there, and then we can actually toggle through all of the options here on the gauge cluster. But behind the steering wheel on the right side, volume controls. Behind the steering wheel on the left side, we have our trackless radio station controls. And then I'll show you a little later, but we have our push button start here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and check out the radio. So we do get dual power seats for the driver and front passenger, and that's going to be your seat bottom, seat back, as well as our power lumbar controls. And then there's our glove compartment there, which we have our owner's manuals in here, and it's actually a pretty decent size to fit everything you need. But onto the radio. We do have AM, FM, and XM along with Bluetooth audio. We also get Google News, podcasts, and we can link up a USB. But with this one being the 10.2-inch Google compatible screen, we also get our wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And as well, we get our Google Maps. And I just love how easy it is to use the screen. We can zoom in and zoom out with our fingers, even tilt it, and then we can zoom out here as well. And then we have a 360 view as well as a backup camera. And this one also has the additional views. So we have curbside here. And then we can also change which way we're looking with that. And then we have a forward camera as well, and guidelines for the front camera as well as the backup camera. And here's our home page here. We can slide this way, and then we can have our radio up here while we have the Google Maps there. And then we can turn our climate controls on, and we can run those from the screen here or from the controls below the front and rear. But over here to our shifter, we have all push buttons. So press P for park, pull up here for reverse, press N for neutral, pull up here for drive, and then press L for low mode. But we also have our push button start here. Get a better look at that there, like I was saying earlier. But down here we have actual buttons and knobs for our volume, trackless, or tune there. And then we can shortcut our home button. We have a back button, and then our track list or seek button there. And then we have our dual zone automatic controls for the climate. And then we can also do our rear AC controls there, toggle that on and off. And then we can turn on the rear climate so we can actually control what's going on back there. And then we also have 3-stage heated seats for the driver, front passenger, a USB-C and USB-A input there, along with a 12-volt there, and then a really nice size wireless charging pad there, so you can fit your iPhone Pro Maxes and all that. Cup holders here, and then there's our key fob there with remote start, and then we can pop the trunk as well. But before I get to the sunroof, that's what I'm opening now. We have huge center console cubby space there with a USB-C and USB-A input. There's that removable tray we can slide back and forth. And then onto the sunroof. We get a huge panoramic sunroof there, and we can one-touch slide and tilt that, open and close, as well as our sunshade. So really, really nice. But let's look up here where the sunroof controls are. We have the slide and the tilt here, sunshade here, and then we can actually power fold that third row up and down from up here as well. And then we have our power liftgate functionality there, and then our universal home remote there. And I really love how GM put this up here, because it's just, if you're having somebody load something and it loads or something like that, you can easily power fold that third row, and then you can fold it back up if the kids are about to get in, something like that. So I really like that. But next we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the backseat room. So back here in the second row, a little bit of headroom there. Of course, with the power sunroof, you're gonna have less than you would in a standard Tahoe without a roof, but I'm still pretty comfortable sitting behind a seat of someone that's 6'3", and back here being 6'3" myself, barely touching the back of the seat here, and very comfortable. The leather feels really good, and then I can even tilt that or slide it up depending on what I'm wanting to do. So very adjustable. And then down here we have our rear AC controls, which are also automatic, so I can dial down fan speed, or I can turn the auto mode on and have it set to a certain temperature, and then change that mode if I want it blowing at my feet or if I want it blowing up top. And then we also have 3-stage outboard seats here as part of that luxury package for the second row, 2 USB-C inputs, and then a 3-prong household plug-in that I believe does 115 or 120 volts there. But let me go ahead and hop in this third row so y'all can see the room back there. And I like having the captain chairs because it just makes it so much easier to get in here. But I did lean the seat back a little bit more, but I can actually, if this is where it was supposed to be, actually let me do this. So if I can get it up, I can actually sit behind here, and my knees are touching the back, but if no one's in this middle seat, I can sit like this and no problem. So very nice. And then we have our vents up here as well as the second row, so you can have the air blowing at your face if you want to and you're in the back. And then I have cup holders on either side here, as well as USB-C inputs to charge. So a lot going on here, which I really appreciate. And next we're going to go ahead and take this 22 Tahoe out on the road and take it for a quick test drive. So like the Yukon, the driving dynamics in this vehicle are very, very nice for what it is. Having a large SUV like this, it's nice to be able to have driving qualities that make it easier to maneuver. And the 10-speed automatic just shifts very seamlessly, and it pretty much knows what it's supposed to do before you can tell it, which is nice. But something else I really like are the drive modes. So let me put this in sport. And I'm barely putting my foot down, but in sport mode, it automatically puts you in a higher rev range for when you want power. And then this has the lane departure, so it doesn't keep you in the lines or centered in the lines, but every time you start going to one side, it kind of bounces you back in. So that's what's going on there. And then with the four-wheel drive, we don't get as good fuel economy as we do with the two-wheel drive, but you can expect to get 21, 22 miles a gallon on the highway with this Tahoe with a 5.3 and four-wheel drive. And that's still decent, especially for vehicles in this class. And I have to put my foot in the brake a little bit, but there's plenty of room to keep going. So I didn't feel like I was going through them. And this is kind of off topic, but one thing I do like about this Tahoe is even though it's a 22 model, you're not missing your heated steering wheel and heated seats like you do in a lot of the vehicles that need to be retrofitted at a later date, specifically the pickup trucks from GM. So it's nice to know that you'll be paying whatever for this vehicle and not have to wait who knows how long to get your heated seats. But I drove a Yukon earlier with 18-inch wheels, and this Tahoe has 20s on it, and I really cannot tell a difference. It's driving just as smoothly as the Yukon was. So these 20s on this LT might be the way to go because they definitely look a lot better than the 18-inch standard wheel in my opinion, but that's why they offer that, to get you to buy the 20-inch wheels. But they ride really well on whatever tires these are. And cabin acoustics are really good in here. I don't feel like I'm in an echo chamber, but I also am not being interrupted by the vehicles driving past me, intrusive wind noise, even intrusive road noise. All of that is not occurring, and I appreciate that. And just really a good overall test drive here. Like I said, ride quality is good. I really like the way the vehicle handles. Of course, I wouldn't come out of a corner hot in this, but for what it is and what you'll be using it for, very well suited for that. But as I come to the end of this test drive, the last thing we're going to do is just take a look at the window sticker, and I'm just going to give you my thoughts on the 2022 Chevrolet Tahoe LT. So I want to give a huge shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, for allowing me to review this beautiful 22 Tahoe. And let's go ahead and just hop right into the window sticker here. So this one's sticker is right at $65,790, and options include the 20-inch wheels, an extra $800. The second row bucket seats, $370, and then that sunroof being $1,500, along with that $2,500 luxury package, which includes quite a bit of options. So with all that being said, personally, I do think that the 22 Tahoe is, especially this LT, is really good for the money. You get a lot of safety features, you get a lot of luxury features. So definitely would recommend this. I might suggest getting the diesel option just because it has a lot better fuel mileage, but honestly, if you drive this thing like you should, you'll be getting pretty decent mileage. So with all that being said, this is going to bring me to the end of my thoughts on the 2022 Tahoe. I appreciate you all for watching this video. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and comment if you want to, and we'll catch you on the next one.